How many times have you pushed some code, thought everything was fine, and then got a message from a teammate saying something like this? Hey, the app's broken. Yeah, we've all been there. And that's exactly what CI/CD is supposed to stop from happening. So today we're going to talk about CI/CD, what it actually is, why both developers and QA engineers should care about it, and then we're going to set it up for real. Here's what you're going to get out of this video. You're going to understand what CI/CD means, not just the buzzword, the actual idea. And then we're going to look at two real walkthroughs, one from a developer's point of view, setting up automated builds and test on every push, and one from a QA engineer's point of view, running Playwright end-to-end test automatically in the same pipeline. And we're going to be using GitHub Actions. That's the CI/CD tool built into GitHub. We've got a real project to work with, a plant store e-commerce app, React on the front end, Express on the back end, SQLite for the database. And the QA side uses Playwright, which is a really popular tool for automating browser tests. So things like clicking buttons and checking that stuff actually shows up on the screen. You don't need to be an expert at any of these. Honestly, if you push code to GitHub before and you've written a little bit of JavaScript, you're good. We'll build up from there. All right, let's go. Okay, so let's break this down. CI/CD stands for continuous integration and continuous delivery. And here's the thing, and the word continuous means that it happens automatically all the time. So what is integration? Integration just means combining your code with everybody else's code. Like you write your feature, you put it up, and now it needs to play nice with everyone else in the project. And that's where things break. So CI, continuous integration, is basically every time someone pushes code, we automatically run a bunch of checks, build the app, run the test, make sure nothing's broken, and we get a green check mark or a red X before anything merges. Make sense? And then there's CD, continuous delivery. Once those checks pass, you can automatically ship the code to a staging environment or production. But we're not doing that for today. We're going to focus on the CI part, the automated checks. That's where most teams start anyways. Honestly, that's the part that saves you the most headaches. So how does GitHub Actions fit in? So GitHub Actions is basically GitHub's built-in way to automate stuff. And what that means is you write a YAML file, which is a configuration file, and you put it in your repo. And GitHub reads it and goes, oh, every time there's a push, do these steps. The file lives in the folder .github/workflows. That folder name matters. GitHub specifically looks for it. And inside, you're going to have a YAML file. You can name that whatever you like. Now let's talk about what's actually in that file. So we've got a few key things. A trigger, that's what kicks the whole thing off, like run this when someone pushes to main or run this when a pull request is opened. A job, that's a group of steps that run together, usually on a fresh machine. And steps, those are individual commands, like install dependencies, run tests, build the app. And here's where it gets interesting. GitHub spins up a fresh machine for every run, so there's no leftover stuff from the last build. Every run starts clean. That's actually really important for reliability. Okay, now let's actually go build this thing. Let's do the developer use case first. Here's our project, the plant store. It's a React front end with an Express backend and a SQLite database. It's got product listings, a cart, and authentication. It's a real app with real moving parts. And it's a monorepo, so the client and server live in separate folders inside the same repo. What we want to happen is every time we push, GitHub Actions should automatically install our packages, run our unit test, and build the front end. So if anything breaks, we know right away. We don't find out from a teammate. We don't find out from a user. We find out immediately. And that's the goal. So if you look over here, you can see I have a .github folder, but I don't have a workflows folder inside of there. I'm going to right click here, new folder, create workflows. Inside of the workflows folder, I'm going to create a new file. I'll call this ci.yaml. I pasted in my sample YAML text here, and let's walk through what it's doing. There's a name at the top. That's what shows up in GitHub's UI. You can call it whatever you want. The on block, that's the trigger. So this runs on a push to CI/CD and also on any pull request that targets CI/CD. And what that means is you'll catch broken code before it even merges. That's really the key move here. This runs on Ubuntu latest here is the machine type. We're using a Linux machine. GitHub spins one up fresh for every run. So we've got a clean environment every single time. After that, we have the steps. First, we check out code. The actions/checkout is a pre-built step GitHub provides, so you don't have to write it yourself. Then we set up Node.js. After that, we install our node dependencies. Then we run the unit tests. And finally, we build. If any of those steps fail, the whole job fails and GitHub marks it red. That's it. Before we push this, let's actually run the unit test locally. I pasted in the same command I have in my YAML file, and it runs, and you can see that everything is working. I'm going to go ahead and push this up and see what happens. All right, this is my GitHub account. You can see we're on the Actions tab. And in the workflows, you can see there's a new job running that says YAML file added. If I click on that, you can see which step it's on. Right now, it's on the build step. If you click on that, you can see the individual things that are happening there. Okay, it looks like our job is done. Let me go back to the summary here. And you can actually see that there was some error in the build step. Taking a quick peek at this, it looks like it had an error with ESLint, that there were some unused variables. And that's probably the cause of the failure. But if you look at my unit test, you can see my unit test did run. And if I scroll to the bottom, you can see that test suites 5 passed out of total 5. and test is 40 passed out of 40 total. So all of my unit tests actually passed. I just had an error on ESLint in my build. So you can see that CI/CD gives you immediate feedback that there's something wrong with your build. Either the test will fail or something else within the job will fail. So you'll know that it's not ready for deployment. Okay, so that's the developer side. Let's look at the QA side now. So here's where it gets interesting for QA engineers. Unit tests are great, but they don't tell you if the app actually works when a real user opens it in a browser. That's where end-to-end tests come in. And Playwright is honestly one of the best tools for this right now. So here's the idea. Playwright lets you write tests that actually open a browser, go to your app, click stuff, fill out forms, and check that the right things show up. And what you're going to do is run those tests automatically in GitHub Actions. Same pipeline, same trigger, and every push. Okay, I've already gone in and created a new YAML file. This one I called e2e.yaml. And if you take a quick look at it, you can see that pretty much it looks the same. The format is basically the same. We have name, we have on, we have jobs, and we have steps. Most of the steps are the same until you get towards the bottom where we set up some stuff specifically for our apps to get running. And at the very last step here, you can see we have our command for running our test execution. Once again, we can run this command locally to make sure that the tests are running before we push it up. And it looks like all the tests are passing. And one thing I do want to fix though is remember we had an ESLint error on the build. So our build step is before our actual test execution run. So I want to fix that first. And I actually just used Claude to fix the errors for me. And that's done. So let's see if this passes this time. Once again, I'm going to commit this and push this up to the repo. And if I refresh Actions tab on GitHub, I should see two things are running now since I have two YAML files. One is for the ci.yaml file. You can see it says CI here. And the other one is for the e2e test. So I'm going to open this one on the top here. Just like the other YAML file, you can see that it's running through each step of the job and you can watch it live to see what's happening. And after a few minutes, you can see that we have 5 tests passing here in our job. So if I go back to the summary, go back to Actions, and since we did fix the lint issues, our CI job is now passing and our E2E job is passing also. So here's what we built. We got a GitHub Actions running automatically on every push. On the dev side, it installs all dependencies, runs unit tests, builds the front end. Any broken code gets caught before it merges. On the QA side, Playwright opens a real browser. The backend is running, the database is seeded, and we click through the actual app and make sure it works. And all of this happens without anyone having to remember to do it. It's just there. If this was helpful, hit the subscribe button. We do videos like this all the time. Real walkthroughs, real tools, no fluff. And if you've got questions, drop them in the comments. I read them, I reply, and sometimes the best questions become the next video. All right, see you in the next one.